So if you're thinking about hiring Tom as a facilitator and you're in the decision maker role, the thing you need to know is that you're going to get a return on your investment. And that ROI shines through in key priorities, actionable steps that your group can take after the time with Tom. And it's an investment that will be a 10x.
As someone who's been fundraising for 20 years here in San Diego, what I see is a professional in Tom that really knows what he's talking about because he's done it, he's seen it, and he's speaking the truth from that experience. And he's taking these big kind of scary concepts and really kind of bringing them down into bite-sized pieces that we as a board can really get our arms around and then take action towards. So that's a lot of fun. And sometimes people don't put fun in fundraising, but I really do think Tom does.
You should hire Tom because he is an excellent facilitator. He was able to keep us all engaged. He was able to read the room. I really like his style. Teaching adults is difficult, but he's a seasoned professional, and I look forward to working with him sometime in the future.
Let's see.
So one of the reasons we went with Tom was his background in not just consulting with nonprofits, but actually being on the ground and starting nonprofits. As a young upstart nonprofit for ourselves, we really felt that he would understand our situation the best and give us a perspective from where we are that he speaks from experience with.
Tom's style of speaking is incredibly relational. From his background and experience, he applies actual storytelling of real situations that apply to our everyday lives, leading a nonprofit, and it's very useful because you can absorb that way. Far too often I sit through conferences and speaking engagements where I check out because it just doesn't apply. So we were spot on in terms of content and relation.
What separates Tom from other facilitators is that you can feel his passion. He conveys his experience. You can see that he's got a wealth of knowledge on this subject matter.
So if you're looking for somebody to consult on your nonprofit, Tom is the guy because he really has an approach that is from all angles, from fundraising to board development and organization to finding the buy-in for the individual board members. Tom covers it all, and it's just deep.
I've seen hundreds of speakers, been at dozens of board retreats and conferences, and far too often the speaker is not able to be related to in a way that I can absorb and learn effectively. But because of his ability to really get in the head of the specific audience that he's speaking to, I was able to really grasp onto some really important concepts that I feel motivated to take action on now.
Tom exceeds expectations by bringing more than you expect. We thought we would come in and get some basic understanding of where we need to evolve to as a board. But really, he brought challenges to our fundraising approaches, challenges to our organizational structure, and really challenges to who we are as individuals as a member of the board.
Okay. I've been on the board 8 years, and I've been at several of these kind of events, both with this board and with other organizations. And I've never been to one that's more energetic, more informative, more energizing for the people in there, and we got a lot out of it.
The impact of what we experienced today in this facilitation is that we thought we were in one spot, and after really great facilitation and time spent together, we realized that we had a really big set of work to do, but we understood what the key action areas were, what the priorities were, and how we were going to get there together.
Tom exceeded my expectations because he's a very direct speaker and he's very candid. I love radical candor. I think it's where you get the best learning and engagement from a board. And it's something that's very rare to elicit from a crowd if you are not actually really good at that type of communication style. So I really appreciated that communication style. I wasn't expecting that after having read the books with statistics and data and process and procedure you could follow. The fact that he was so able to be candid with a group of people who are not really accustomed to doing that with one another eased the crowd, and we got so much more value and contribution in the conversation as a result of that. So that far exceeded my expectations of what these types of orientations tend to be like.
Yeah, you should hire Tom because his credibility, his honesty, his experience just combines in a one-day session to really, I think, change some fundamental things within an organization, both at a board member level, but also within the board itself.
If you're an executive leading an organization, you must hire Tom if you want the best out of your people. You know, far too often people who report to you aren't going to give you radical candor. They're not going to give you their best thinking out of whatever hesitation or societal limitation in their mind. And Tom is able to get in there and get that out of people in such a natural, facilitated way that it's just like extra juice that you should have access to that you currently can't extract from your team. And it's invaluable to be able to have someone else come do that for you in such a friendly and exciting way that leaves people wanting more. That's incredibly rare, and I haven't seen that from many facilitators of events like this.
So the day today with high impact and high fun was also really about kind of scaling down some big concepts, right? So board members are often afraid of fundraising, and we're able to talk about it in big picture concepts, and they can see how they can contribute, and it doesn't always have to be this big scary thing, which was great. I'd say the value that we got from Tom today was huge. In one day, we got to walk through everything from visioning and fundraising and our own personal passion. And while it sounds like a lot of things, we still got to dig deep on some of that stuff. And it was fun to see our board members kind of come alive and really contribute to the conversation.
What Tom brought forward in this workshop was showing me that I can go through the trenches the same way he did. He's been down there and he's led by being the first one in the trenches and to experience some of the disappointments, but he also has experienced the highs. So I want to do what he's been doing and pull out of those trenches and experience some of the highs that he has.
Yeah, the impact I saw to other board members, the whisper was it was mostly in the body language. People were excited all day. Nobody was getting up, walking around tired. They were leaning forward, they were engaged. And the feedback at the end of the thing, when the session is over, has just been this super energetic buzz and excitement and you know, kind of a call for action. Let's do more. So
What I love about Tom is his unparalleled enthusiasm. It shines through in everything he brings. He shows up 110% and takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, Tom speaks from the heart. His credibility comes from a very authentic place. If you read the books, if you do any research on him, when he gets up and starts talking to the crowd, it's contagious. The enthusiasm, the experience, the background that he has, it's really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think the one thing about Tom that really shines through and sets him apart from the rest is that he's actually walked a mile in my shoes, and he's been out in nonprofit land working in the space, developing other nonprofits. And he's not just a talking head who, in theory, has gone out and practiced this. Like, he has gone through it, walked a mile, and it shows in his facilitation.
I would compare Tom's retreat to other retreats that I have attended on completely different scales, because just like you look at a candle burning one end and then burning the other, well, one end was usually out on those others. His is full of electricity, full of light, and helps you really take a look at yourself and your organization. And there is not a dull moment. Not one time did I ever feel tired or guiltily want to look at my phone.
The thing about Tom's style of facilitating is that there's a lot of work that goes into the preparation, and that shines through when we actually get in the room together. So it's all the reading and the assessments and all that legwork that goes in so that the time together is really effective and efficient.
Okay.
If you're on the fence about bringing Tom in for a retreat, think no further, because this is going to make a huge difference in the kind of money you raise, in the kind of people that you bring to your board, and the level in which your foundation is going to function in the future. It is a game changer. Don't hesitate.
What sets this program apart from any other program is the high engagement. So if you're looking to go sit in a room for 12 hours with your colleagues, this isn't the group for you. This is a high energy, high performance, get up, get into the work, move around, get to know your board members, your colleagues, and find results that are going to be actionable. And so the time that you're going to spend here isn't going to be boring. It's going to be really fun, high energy, entertaining, and informative. And that informative piece is really important.
In my past, I have been a presenter for workshops and a keynote speaker for a lot of retreats. And I am highly critical, I think, of those I have to listen to. Not once did I think about anything other than the information I was getting. He's truly a professional. He made me feel like I was part of the whole story and made me feel like I was part of the whole solution.